Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well and welcome back to another Shop My Stash Project Pan video. I didn't think I was actually going to film this video this month and just hold until January, but I don't have any other videos to film at the moment, and that is because I'm trying to hit a pan and an eyeshadow in my Pan Those Eyeshadows before the end of the year, and I'm trying to finish up another makeup product before the end of the year that's currently in my project pan. So that is thus holding up my Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan video and then my regular project pan video and my year-end makeup MDs video, because I'm really just trying to give myself as much time as possible to hit that pan and hit that empty. And I'm very close on both, but I was like, I need to get another video up. And so I took a look at my Shop My Stash, and for the most part, other than 2 items, I hit my usage goal across everything. So I figured it was time for a refresh of all of this. And so that is why we are here today. If you are unfamiliar with this project, basically it's just like any other Shop My Stash, but I have a usage threshold, meaning I have to use each product that I roll in at least 5 times before I roll it out. That gets me using everything across my collection, gets me pulling in new and different things and figuring out ways to use them. So for me, it's just a really good way to just not get stuck using the same products again and again and again, which I feel like I would tend to do otherwise. And it gets me rotating through my collection. It's especially helpful for me because I'm also project panning, in which case I am using the same products again and again and again. So this gets me to use everything else throughout my collection that I'm not currently like panning in a typical project pan. So anyway, with all of that being said, we're just gonna go ahead and go through everything that I've worked on this month, put it back in my collection, and then we'll select some new products to work on next month. The first couple things that I wanna talk about are my base products. So I use this NARS Soft Matte Foundation and then my Tarte C Hydro Flex Serum Foundation this month. I use the NARS 8 times and then I use the Tarte one 15 times. Funny enough, actually, I don't really like wearing either of these on their own. I feel like this one leans too heavy in like the serum-y, makes me look a little greasy lane, and this one I feel like weighs a little too much in the like almost cakey spot. So wearing them together, actually it gives me a much more natural finish, which is my preference. And then I also wore the Tarte one paired with this Makeup Forever foundation. So I actually very much enjoyed using technically all 3 of those, and I was very happy with the results that I got. I was just doing a little bit of my own mixing magic there. My setting spray that I was working on was my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. This I feel like we're getting pretty close to being empty, and I included this on my planning to pan list for next year, so that is good that I got some great usage on it this month. I used it 14 times, and so hopefully when I decide to roll this into my project pan next year, it won't take too long to get this one done. Then I have some cheek products. I used my Marc Jacobs bronzer 20 times this month, and I was really hoping to hit pan on this one because, again, this is another one that I have in my planning to pan list, and I thought it would be way easier to roll it in to a project pan, especially with a pan size this big with a pan on it. But I did not hit pan, and so that makes me a little nervous for my goal for next year for finishing this one up, but happy with 20 uses on that. And then I used my Ciate London blush 18 times. I love this blush, although I feel like there is really not much progress in here, but just such a beautiful, easy to wear blush that I really enjoy using. I also used this Merit blush for the first time. This is in the shade Bespoke, and I actually very much enjoyed using this one. I only used it 5 times. I tried it both over and under my powder, and I thought it wore pretty well both ways. And then I also just wore it on its own with like some mascara one day just to like liven up my cheeks, which I thought it wore pretty well when I did it like that as well. And yeah, so I'm quite happy with that. I applied it every time by dipping a brush in here first and then putting it on my cheeks. I never applied it directly to my cheeks. And then the last cheap product is my NARS highlight in the shade Albatross, and I used this one 17 times. And it's cool to actually see in this progress in the pan, which is nice to see. Not a ton, but it's definitely being worn and used, so happy about seeing that. And then the next are all lip products. So there are 2 lip products that I am putting back and 2 that I'm keeping around. So the 2 lip products that I'm putting back, one is this Carli Bybel Il Makiage lip liner in the shade Ablaze. It's just a red lip liner. I wore it a ton with another lip product that I'm going to share with you, and then I also wore it on its own, and I thought it was lovely like that, especially paired with my chapstick. Kind of just wore this rubbed in, put the chapstick on top, or put the chapstick down first and then wore this on top, and it was very nice, just like light sheer color. So I really enjoyed it for that. And then I also rolled in last month this Merit Bespoke lipstick, and I was thinking that it was going to be a much more difficult shade to wear because when you look at it in the bullet, it looks like a much darker shade, but this was actually quite a sheer formula, as you can tell by the swatch right there. And so this was so easy to wear because it was so sheer, and so it was like a perfect like work shade. So I wore this one 5 times very easily and could have definitely worn it more. And then the 2 shades that are sticking around, again, this one is Black Honey, very similar to the one that I just showed with you. Just a sheer wash of color, so one that's super easy to wear too. I only wore it 3 times, so I don't think it'll be hard to finish this one up. And then I also had my Kylie Liquid Lip. I used this one 3 times as well. I don't think this one will be hard. Christmas is very soon coming around the corner, so I think I'll wear this on Christmas, and I usually, when I wear it, reapply it at least once, so hopefully it won't take very long for me to get the 5 uses on this one. I think 1 or 2 more wears and I will have it on this one as well. So these are the only 2 that are sticking around, and I only need 2 uses on both. And with all of that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back in and we can get into picking out some new products for me to work on. Let's go ahead and start with base. I have this on my planning pan for next year, and like I said, I've been using it pretty regularly when I was mixing it with this. And so the one thing that I haven't picked up in a while is this OG Sculpted Complexion Stick. And so I think I'm gonna work on this just until project pans kick off, because I assume I'll probably wanna pull this in at the early stage, because usually foundation takes a while to finish up. I'm not going to pull in a powder because I'm working on my Kosas Cloud Set powder in my project pan. I do need a bronzer, and I know I've worked on this Marc Jacobs bronzer, I feel like the last 2 months, and I'm gonna be working on it next year in a project pan, but really I'm just a little concerned that I didn't hit pan this month. I thought I was definitely going to, and now I'm feeling a bit intimidated by this, so I just feel like I need to get as much usage on it as I can. And so I'm gonna roll it in to this, basically just to be using it until I kick off next year's project pan. And I think this is gonna be an early roll in because I feel like it might take me all year next year to finish. And then I need a blush. So I actually just got this Rare Beauty blush at Sephora. So I was kind of thinking about rolling this one in. Oh, and I also got this Benetint from my friend for a Christmas gift. So maybe I'll roll them both in just to try them both out. I think that's kind of fun. I haven't used either of them yet, and I do have a blush in my Panning to Pan that I'll probably end up working on for a good majority of next year. So in the meantime, might as well work on those. I'm not as intimidated of that blush as I am of this because it has a pan on it. Alrighty. I'm not gonna roll in an eyeliner because I'm still working on my Avon eyeliner. I do need to roll in a setting spray, and I was thinking I'd roll in one of these new ones that I picked up from Sephora. I posted a short of a little Sephora haul, and I think I'm gonna try this Cali Ray Surf Proof setting spray. I'm very intrigued by this. And then in terms of lip colors, I have those 2 lip colors in there. I do want to pick out another red liner, so I was just working on the Il Makiage one, and I'm thinking maybe I'll try Kylie one. I think this is actually the lip liner that came with that liquid lip, so that makes sense. I'll just pull that one in. And then I am working away on a gloss that I'm trying to finish, so I'm actually not going to pull in a gloss right now. But I do want to pull in another bullet lipstick, and so I'm trying to figure out... I kind of just want to close my eyes and like randomly pick one here. Is that crazy? Maybe, but we're gonna do it anyway. So this is the shade that I got. I'm gonna have some bright colors that I need to wear. This is a NARS lipstick in the shade Stefania, but it's absolutely beautiful. So that's what we're gonna go with. Maybe I can tone it down with some other nudes in my collection, but I think it'll be fun to wear at least on some occasions. Like I said, it's only 5 uses, so usually I can figure out a way to get that done. But I think I'm gonna end it here. I know I'm not rolling in a ton of stuff, but this is kind of just to get me through the end of the year until I kick off my project pan, really, because like some of these things I'm gonna be pulling into my project pan, at least in the category I'm gonna be pulling something into my project pan. So really, I feel like this is a good spot. So in terms of what I've rolled in, I rolled in this OG Complexion Stick as my base product, this Rare Beauty and Benetint as my blushes, Marc Jacobs bronzer once again, the Cali Ray Surf Proof setting spray, and then for lip products, I need to get 2 more uses on this Kylie Liquid Lip and Clinique Black Honey. And then I also rolled in this Kylie red lip liner to go with that. And then this NARS lipstick in the shade Stefania. So that is it. I hope all of you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you at the end of the year for those other videos. Hopefully I can hit that pan and that empty, and hope all of you are doing well and staying safe. If you celebrate, I hope you have an amazing holiday. Bye.